As Kampala Capital City Authority, we wish to update the public on the ongoing efforts we are doing to restore order, improve infrastructure, strengthen urban management across our city. These efforts are guided by our mandate under the Kampala Capital City Authority Act, which requires us to plan, regulate, and ensure safe, clean, and well-organized city for all. After we received the directive to organize the city in terms of trade on 5th February 2026, we commenced enforcement on 19th February 2026. Throughout the period from that day, we have taken deliberate steps and effort to reorganize trade, to decongest our city, and improve Kampala's overall functionality. This is part of our broader vision of building a vibrant, attractive, livable, and sustainable city. The ongoing city operations we are all witnessing have enabled us to accelerate infrastructure improvement across Kampala. We have managed to do away with illegal obstructions by removing them from the pedestrian walkways, which have visibly been restored. Access to our roads has improved and public spaces have been enhanced. Our major business areas across the 5 divisions have been cleared of illegal vending and irregular obstructions. The central business district, particularly Rumu Street, Namirembe Road, Benchwanka Street, Nachivubo Road, Allen Road, are now relatively orderly. Similar progress has been registered in other trading centers of Kawempe, Kalere, Bwaise, in Machindye, Chibuye, Kansanga, Kabalagala, Bunga, Munyonyo, in Rubaga, Busega, Natete, Kabusundeba, and in Nakawa, we see Ntinda, Chiwatule, and Ruzira relatively organized. We have also embarked on marking and repainting our roads. This activity is not only to improve the ambience of the city, but it resonates to the safety of the road users, the safety of the pedestrians, and also guide proper use of our roads. We have also improved and repaired our drainage systems. We have desilted them. The manholes have been resealed. Street lights have been restored, and green spaces have been improved. These interventions are already enhancing mobility, reducing congestion, and also improving the ambience of our city. In terms of local revenue, we also know that the city cannot flourish, or we cannot deliver you services if we do not have money to finance the initiatives we are putting in place. So in compliance with local revenue contributions, we have remarkably improved. Between 19th February 2026, when we started the trade order, and April 27th, 2026, we as an authority registered 22,909 new business licenses. People in Kampala, the business community, invested a lot in formalizing their businesses. And we had those new business licenses procured from us worth 5.07 billion. And this is an improvement from what we had 3 months before December 2025, before we enforced trade order, where we had only 15,628 new businesses registered with us, which was worth 3.9 billion. The successes or the fruits we are reaping from having orderly trade are visible and evident, and we encourage the whole public, the business community, the vendors who are also trying to come back to embrace trade order, so that we formalize businesses and people work in gazetted places. These efforts are not in vain. They are complementing other efforts which we had put in place last year, which saw us collect total local revenue of 127 billion last financial year. We believe that if we work together with the business community and the residents of Kampala, the developers, and they comply to pay taxes, we can be able to raise our revenue to 200 billion, because there is a lot which has not yet been collected. And to address this, as KCCA, we have put up a dedicated team which has been tasked with following up arrears. Most of the residents, the business community, and developers have been calling on people who are serving them notices about the arrears which they owe the city. Yes, we have put in place a dedicated team which is engaging all defaulted property owners and managers to comply and meet their obligations in as far as taxes are concerned. Failure to meet those obligations will leave KCCA with no option but to invoke legally available enforcement measures, including closure of businesses. Why are we going this extra mile? These resources are critical for sustaining service delivery and advancing city development. We therefore call upon all those who are defaulting or who are in default to make good their accounts promptly to avoid any inconveniences which may come with penalties and enforcement actions we intend to put in place. Following the recent concerns on trade order by the public, you were informed that the matter was presented to Cabinet on April 27th, and Cabinet reaffirmed that trade order is not negotiable and must be sustained. We are continuing to enforce unabated, with all traders required to strictly trade within gazetted areas, gazetted markets, arcades, and designated trading areas. Any return of illegal street vendors or encroachment on public spaces will be addressed firmly in accordance with the law, because the law is clear on where you should be able to trade. We continue and we are deliberate on supporting traders through structured alternatives with thousands of spaces available for them still in our public markets and private markets. You remember we gave you 2,520 workspaces which were available in November 2025. I am happy to report that as we stand now, 1,663 spaces have already been occupied by the vendors who have complied with our call. We currently have 857 spaces available. So the vendors who are still in illegal spaces are encouraged to go to our public markets and occupy these spaces. To fully obtain more spaces, we have been having traders who booked space in our markets or our stores and have not used them beyond 90 days. The Market Act is clear. When you are allocated a space in the market, you should be able to occupy it and use it within 90 days. What we have done for a market like Busega, we have gone to look out for all those spaces which had been sealed by the people who were allocated them for over 90 days, and we have opened them. And this has given us 107 spaces or stalls in Busega market. We call upon all those people who do not have workspace to go and apply for these spaces so that they trade in a gazetted place. Urban frontage improvement and compliance. We emphasize the importance of maintaining order, sightly frontages in every part of Kampala. Property owners, developers, business operators are directed to immediately take responsibility of their frontages. This includes paving the frontages, painting them, greening them, maintaining cleanliness, and avoiding encroachment on the road reserves or environmentally sensitive areas. This directive is under the law and it is not discretionary. Section 56 of the Physical Planning Act provides that a person who fails to paint his or her building, who fails to place a litter bin or a sign with a street name, who builds in a road reserve as per the Road Act, or who encroaches on a sensitive area as per the NEMA Act is liable for a penalty or a fine. This act criminalizes those acts. And what we are doing as KCCA, we are not reinventing the wheel, we are enforcing Section 57 of the Physical Planning Act. We urge all developers, business operators to comply with this provision, because by the end of May, we are going to deploy city ambience ambassadors who will be going around to enforce together with our enforcement team. And you will see them in your premises. We are saying before we come to do that, comply and ensure that whatever you are doing is not against what is provided for in the Act. We are also implementing comprehensive reforms to create